never looked better. Never looked better. There's a few skin lightening products in there. Not too cute, but everything else, beautiful.
So we are now live on all the platforms.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Oakland Poetry Slam virtual edition. What? Oh my God, we're online. Damn, I haven't done this in a while. I miss y'all. I'm so glad to be back hosting our virtual platform. But before we begin, of course, there are the people that I have to thank. Our patrons over on Patreon, holding it down for the last, 2 years?
2 years.
2 years, Jesus Christ, holding it down for the last 2 years, making sure that we have the funds to pay our artists, pay our winners, pay our features, our workshop facilitators. It takes a lot of work to run all the slams in the bag. And even more money. And it wouldn't be without and we wouldn't be able to do it without the support of our patrons. Like, when I tell you, like, this support is what's keeping the light on, community support. So I have a couple people that I want to thank in particular. I want to thank Renee Edmonds, Stephanie Yaboa, Emily Chow, and Calla Lily for being regular supporters of Rich Oak. I'd like to thank Jessica Kozakit for sponsoring one of our weekly workshops. And then, of course, I want to send a nice big ass risk it for the biscuit to Rebecca Abraham and Alice Grimm for pledging $100 a month in support of one of our venues, the Allen Bluford Center. If you enjoy anything that you like, if you enjoy anything that you hear tonight, or just love the shit that we do, if you want to support marginalized voices and platforms for the people, by the people, I encourage you to go over to patreon.com/richoakevents. That's patreon.com/richoakevents. Every dollar that is given to us goes right back into the community, making sure that we are paying our artists, paying our features, paying our educators, paying our winners, because nobody wants to give poets money. We want to give poets money. Help us give poets money. Speaking of money, we have 5 amazing poets coming up in this slam, duking it out for the grand prize of $50, right? $50, wonderful. But with every competition, there are rules. First, for our competing poets, no props, no costumes, no musical accompaniment, no nudity. We do not want to see your genitals. But more importantly than keeping your camera from, the waist up, is the time limit. You have 3 minutes in a grace period of 10 seconds to spit your own original work. After 3 minutes in that grace period of 10 seconds, you'll be deducted points by our scorekeeper, Tino. Give it up for Tino doing math on a Tuesday night. Could never be me. Could never be me. But we love that it is him because he's good at it. Lit. After 4 minutes, you will be muted, and Arvin will turn up the lo-fi beats to study and chill to. And you will no longer be heard. And then I'm gonna be spotlit when I'm not ready to be spotlit. I'm probably gonna be mid bite into whatever I'm eating, or mid sip into whatever I'm drinking. And then I'm gonna choke, and then someone's gonna have to do CPR on me. And nobody in this house but me knows how to do CPR. So I'm gonna die. And then we're all gonna have to watch Reggie die. So please don't go over 4 minutes. Whatever you do, don't go over 4 minutes. Lit. Those are the rules for the poets. Next, for the judges. Thank you so much for judging. But you have the hardest job tonight, because you have to give every poet a score from a 0.0 to 10.0 scale. 0.0 being the worst piece of shit you ever heard in your life. It's like trash, not recycling, not compost, but filling up landfills and killing the earth trash. We're talking Pacific trash pile pollution, microplastics, and all of the fish trash. And that's just a 2.5. A 10 is the best thing you have ever heard in your life. It's like rainbows during Pride Month, and there's like no cops, and like everybody's just gay and free, and like everything is, speaking of free, everything is free. We don't have to pay for things because money is an illusion, and that's just an 8.5. Point being, there's not a lot of zeros, not a lot of 10s. Score accordingly. There's this thing called score creep, where as the night goes on and we listen to more poetry, the scores go up because we're feeling the vibes. But that's not, excuse me, that's not fair to the people who went first when you were like didn't know any better. So to help you out, we are going to have a sacrificial poet. They are not competing, but they're gonna go first. Think of them as a calibration. So any poems you like more, score them higher. Any poems you don't like as much, score them lower. Next, for the audience. Yes, you at home sitting in your pajamas maybe, or maybe like sitting half naked because it's hot as fuck where you are. Either way, wherever you are, you have rules too. First, I need you to like, share, subscribe, follow, whatever you need to do to stay up on whatever platform you are viewing us on. We have hella shit going on every month between all of the shows that we run. You want to stay Saweetie tapped in, and the best way to do that is to follow us, subscribe, share, like us on whatever social media platform you have engaged us on this lovely evening. And then I need y'all to do me a big favor and show hella love in the comment section for all of these poets. It's mad hard to get in a Zoom room full of possibly strangers and share your art. Not as hard as getting on a live stage, but still hard. And especially when it's like being live streamed to the internet, like that's hella pressure. Like we could make a diamond with all that pressure. But it is a lot easier when people show love and encouragement in the comment section. I don't know about the poets, but I do go and look at the comments at the end of the show, and it does warm my heart to see how much y'all fuck with the art that comes up on this virtual stage. So keep that up. Lit. So we have the poets, the judges, the audience. Am I forgetting anything? Lit. So the poets shall be reading in this order. We have Colin Edmonds, we have Nicole Tracy, we have Prolific, we have Dawn, and we have Diana Medina. Give it up for all the poets that are going to be touching this virtual stage tonight. You can unmute yourself. Cheer. Ooh.
Yeah.
Go in, poets.
Yeah, let's go.
Get it. Wonderful. All right. So on deck, we have Colin Edmonds. But give maximum love to your sacrificial poet tonight. Give it up for Reggie.
Wow.
Hello, it's me. Shit. Give me a second, I lost my poem. Lately, I've been listening to Baby Mother and thinking that niggas ain't shit. Too many girls like me were killed by their own kin last year. I cry for help and no one with my face comes to my aid, which means the cop that killed me if he wanted cares more about me than the Black men that I march for. To be Black and is to be and without any protection. I trust my killers for the same reason I do not ask my reflection if it is carrying a gun. Selfishness requires me to assume the best in the people that I love, even if it means the death of me. The same people who planned my funeral planned the murder, but we don't talk about that in front of white folks, which means we don't talk about it at all. Silence the evil behind every family secret. All the ghosts in my family have been Black and. When my Black betrays me for the power left behind by white supremacy, what will remain? I say girl and mean it this time. I say my name and my Black is not what saves me. Somewhere along the way, I forgot what it feels to love myself out of fear of what a man would call selfishness. But I've watched these niggas kill a bitch for not having the pussy they asked for. Every breath I take is despite and to spite the niggas trying to rip the air from my lungs. Arrogant of the hood to raise a bitch and think I can't tell when it is trying to raise a bitch to the ground. I wish the same niggas that would that try to jump me would stop trying to call my phone at 2 a.m. I wish I could wear a dress without keeping weapons between every fold. Oh, wow, that was rude. Excuse me. I will not be silenced. You cannot silence me. Lit. Judges, if you can send your scores to Tino, our scorekeeper. Lit. That was your sacrificial poet. You are now experts in scoring poetry. Ooh, it's a case study. This is exciting. I love food. It's my Taurus room. God. Anyway, you are now experts in poetry. You know what you're doing. You are trusted. You are loved. Audience, I've never met an expert of anything that wasn't bullshitting. So I need your help. I need you to sway the judges. And the best way to do that is to get in the comment section. And you need to quote lines that you loved. Show love. Be like, ooh, that was deep. You know, just share maximum love in the comment section. Bribe the judges is one. If you bribe a judge, I didn't see it. I did not see it. I don't know anything in these Zoom streets. Do not get me caught up in no RICO charges. Remember when all those rappers got RICO charges and niggas on Twitter were like, why does everybody and their mama got beef with RICO Nasty? I swear, the internet is done. Anyway, point being, sway the judges, do your best. Judges, stay strong. I love you. Audience, what is love? All right. Lit. Can you send that to me on Le Zoom? Lit. I need to pull back out my list. On deck, we have Nicole Tracy. But give maximum love to our first poet competing in the slam. Give it up for Colin.
Yay!
Can you hear me?
Indeed.com.
Don't you have asthma? Maybe you should put down the blunt. Maybe you should stop smoking. Maybe I can tell you're not from around here. Don't you know everybody's lungs are heavy with smoke and sickness, asthma? Got my niggas chained to the ground and the herb got them lifted higher. Albuterol, the most common strain we got in rotation. Puff, puff, pass. All our drugs prescription here. My city likes to look at San Rafael across the water. We say something's wrong with them, that they live in a carefree bubble. Must be something in the air and it smells like privilege, and privilege smells like clean oxygen. The way the grass is always greener on the other side of the bridge. Meanwhile, Richmond has always been smoking as long as there's been bodies to burn for fuel. As long as the refineries and shipyards needed families to swallow whole, smoke is our heritage and inheritance. How do you think niggas got here in the first place? There is no history of deeply rooted blackness in my city. Most families still got living generations that remember being uprooted from places like Texas, Alabama, Arkansas. The local refinery lured most of our grandparents out of the deep South with promises of wealth from the oil trade. World War II brings in even more job opportunities working in the shipyards, and that's when Richmond becomes a black city. When niggas could work an 80-hour work week and only get paid in asbestos. asthma, mesothelioma. My people came here to poison themselves out of poverty, to leave a legacy for future generations, only to help fill the air with the same toxins that would kill their children. And I wonder if my grandmother knew that legacies could kill, would she have migrated here in the first place? Would she have traded a charcoal cross for a black lung? Would she have worked her entire life just to pass down another burden? My inheritance is an oxygen mask, a stuttered breath, hospital visits with calm instructions of breathe in, breathe out, like I somehow just forgot how to breathe. So you tell me, do you really think this blunt's gonna do shit? Like my lungs can't hold more smoke than a Swisher can produce? Like I ain't had this cough before I had the habit, trust me. I've spent most of my life wheezing. Be glad I'm smoking this gas instead of their gas. This is, after all, the cleanest breath I have ever taken.
Gang. Give it up for Colin. Woo.
Let's go, poets.
Yes. Was that Sally's bitch ass?
That was Sally.
Risk
You know
it
what?
for the biscuit.
Okay, I need y'all to cheer. I need you to unmute.
Give it a
cheer. No, shut the fuck up, Sally. I am talking. Excuse me. Ain't no white bitch finna interrupt me. It's 2 days after Juneteenth and y'all done lost your mind already? Nah. Sit down, shut up. Let me tell them why you don't need to be here. Because of that. You see how rude she is? Just interrupting people while they're trying to talk. We don't want that energy. So we need to cheer, because the only thing that keeps Sally away is joy. And we have to show that we are joyful by cheering for all the poets, or else Sally is going to come and take all of our jobs and also take our rent money and then gentrify the neighborhood with it. So end gentrification and cheer for the poets.
Woo! Yay!
Wow, I could be a politician because I say everything and nothing at all. God
Not
damn.
that bribery, though. That
I'm
bribery
like
to the judges.
a black Hillary Clinton. Anyway, let me see. Our sacrifice got a 27.9. Fuck the scores, give it up for the poet, never the points. The poet, never the points. Someone said I'm so much better than Hillary Clinton. And I was like, first of all, I would be a much bigger war criminal if I was in charge. So, but like also, what politician isn't a war criminal? Anyway, anywho, I am gonna get the live stream taken down. Let me stop. Although Suck doesn't really like the government, they keep calling him in for shit. So maybe he'll keep me up. Anyway, on deck, we have Prolific, but give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Nicole Tracy.
Woo!
Let's go, Nicole. Let's go.
Lynn poet.
Mic check.
We can hear you.
So speaking of politicians, Yellow Peril responds to being told to lean into stereotypes 150 years later. It is astounding how quickly you forget they called us dangerous, because a few of them changed their mind and called you model minority. You pander to what they want, taking your own advice and leaning in. They only listen when you call yourself a success story anyways, only care because you too come from a line of doctors and lawyers and mathematicians, all of whom believe surviving means becoming one of them, pointing the danger towards anyone else. Only get people to care because your slogan got people chanting math, math, math at the only Asian on the debate stage. Make America think harder. Will we be proud to call you a representative of our community? Make America think harder. If I wanted to whitewash myself, I would open a fucking Harry Potter book and note the lack of lines Cho Chang has, or how Asian characters are played by white actors in yellow face. Make America think harder. They still don't love us. We are just called new things. Yellow peril becomes revoked citizenship, becomes ally, now enemy, becomes oriental, becomes kung flu, and China virus, all accompanied by redacted slurs. Make America think harder. A few selected to be held up as the model minority, used as a shield so they can say, they aren't racist. They like the good ones after all, but still assume we got here by some miracle. Make America think harder. They label you first generation, so you forget all that comes before American. You tell me to lean in. Stereotypes are flat, one-dimensional, and dangerous, and I am so much more than that. And Mr. Yang, while your policies were important, I'm sure you too saw yourself get drowned out by the sea of whiteness and mediocrity on the debate stage and in the news. You could have been so much more than the candidate who thought his economic policy would work because he's Asian and can do math. I know it is never easy to be the first or second or any counted number to do something. I'm sure you made sacrifices to your identity to be heard too, but you should not become what they demand of you. Be like them. Demand your place yourself. Don't lean in. Stand up. Stereotypes are flat, one-dimensional, and dangerous, and you are so much more than that.
Give it up for Nicole Tracy.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, I need to scroll back so I can see the scores. But it looks like Colin got a score of a 27.4. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet and not the points. The poet and not the points. Lit. I need to pull up this list. Oh my God, it was right there. On deck, we have Dawn. But give maximum love to our third poet coming up in the slam. Give it up for Prolific.
Woo! Go in,
Can you guys
poet.
hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, good. Optimus Prime holding a worldwide televised press conference. The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, robots in disguise. Today, I'm here to talk to you all about the importance of unity and about the fact that there is an evil, invisible power trying to bring us down. He is the author of wickedness, the author of hatred. And I am a mobile artillery unit ready to fight hatred to the death with righteousness, leaving it battered and bruised. But I need your help. I need for you to, like the Isley brothers said, fight the power. Fight the power of hatred with love. And if you do so, we'll experience that harvest for the world. Because at your best, you are love. You're a positive, motivating force within my life. I'm living for the love of you. But unfortunately, we live in a world that's full of weapons of mass distraction, meant to distract and divert our attention from the things that really matter, such as love, family, and the need to uplift, the need to persist in doing good to others, because so many people are dirt rich, but cash poor. And some are so destitute that they got to borrow $20 just to have enough money to be broke. Then we live in a situation in which there's so many Decepticons who are deceptive cons. Some of these deceptive cons promote racism. I wish that I could kidnap racism, put it to death execution style, dismember it, and bury it at sea. I wish that I could pluck the upper left-hand corner out of the universe, sever it into 8 billion pieces, slather it with Gorilla Glue, and wrap it around each and every one of you so that you can see that the universe is better off with you in it, and that you should view each other from that same standpoint. I wish that I can imprison love in every cell block of your brain cells so that everything you think and do comes from a place of love. Lord knows this world needs more grace and love. So may each of us be determined to show kindness to others, to cherish every individual as if they were our spiritual and physical sister and brother. And if we do so, we'll give praise, glory, and honor to the King of eternity for as long as we all shall live. The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, robots in disguise. The Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. Transformers, Autobots, roll out.
Gang, gang, gang. Give it up for Prolific.
Yeah.
I need y'all to help me out.
Go in, poet. Woo!
All right, all right. Let me look at these scores. Did I get the last score? Did you send it to me? I didn't even get the last score, but I don't know about you, but the writing tonight has like low-key been on point. Like, and by low-key, I do mean high-key. And like, if you would like your writing to be on point, you should join us every third Tuesday via Zoom for our writing workshop. It is $3.99 plus tax. So like, I would say like $13.39. Yeah, somewhere around there. But essentially it's free and it's dope. It's led by organizers. We've had like teachers. Like it's a great space to write, to get feedback, to live, to laugh, to love. And I finally got a gold score. Nicole got a score of a 27.6. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet, not the points. The poet, not the points. All right. On deck, we have Diana Medina, but give maximum love to our next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Dawn.
Woo! Go in, Don.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Loud
We
and
can hear
clear.
you.
The definition of a muck fire is when the gas burned inside of the soil spontaneously combusts. This kind of fire usually burns underground, but can on occasion ignite into a forest fire. It made me think about the Bronx, how it is New York City's muck fire, how buildings have been burning for profit since the 70s. Renovating these gas chamber apartments is more expensive than scorching the South Bronx. The smell of our charred corpses never reaches the white people in Manhattan. So they never made legislation to put out a culture set ablaze, just gentrify over our dead bodies and call this a burial ground. Because these fools go apartments weren't built to last, just good enough to live in. Occupants know these buildings aren't set up to have heat. It isn't the building's job to keep you warm, just give you a place to stay. So we leave the stove on, risk the space heater killing us in our sleep, rather burn in hell and freeze in purgatory. The fire department cannot put out these fires for the root. It's cheap men with clicking tongues like cheap lighters trying to suffocate a spark, a burrow, a culture. Our people choke on poverty and sick. That's why our skies are more smog than sapphire. Carbon dioxide is our birthright. Air pollution make us dragons the way it sits in our throats, one puff away from flame throwing the block into oblivion. One spark make us TNT smoldering, these APTs dead. For anybody come to save us, that's EMT and a rich smoking our dead bodies for that THC. It ain't the first time they've gotten high off minority losses. This is not a metaphor for a tragedy. This is a tragedy example. March 1990. The Happy Land Social Club fire killed 87 people. December 2017, the Belmont Parks apartment fire killed 13 people. January 2022. The Twin Parks apartment fire killed 17 people, all because the lack of care turned combustion. News does not report on the frequency of these fires because these patterns turn firestorm. Scorched the truth burn inside the soil. This is what happens when your city is a pyromaniac and the citizens are matches. It chain smokes the pack because we are all disposable in the safest apartments. Out of poor bodies reach, not guarantee a kitchen or a bathroom, but at least you have a smoke detector. You know when the fire is coming, and it's always coming. So when our muck fires turn forest fires, openly scorch the land around us, they do nothing. This has happened in other cities. Dallas, Baltimore, Compton, mine is just the arson capital of the world. It's burning brighter than its name. These fires, gentrification stage, making room for the white people to finally move in. And when they do, they say they ain't seen no forest fires since moving in. Just a whole lot of ashes, but what they know about danger anyway.
Gang.
Wow.
Gang. Give it up for Don. All right. Did I get prolific score? Scorekeeper. Scorekeeper. Come on now. Okay, so while I am Joseph Stalin. All right. Someone said I did not. I've been saying I am Joseph Stalin for like 5 years. If you haven't caught on until now, I'm sorry. All right. And Prolific got a 25.0. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet. Never the point. The poet and never the points. Is there some water somewhere? I'm like, water? Or like tequila? Those are two very different things.
That's like water.
Yo, I don't know if anybody else has heard, but like there's this like there's this woman-owned tequila brand that's doing mezcal-infused sparkling waters.
Yes.
And I am so here for it. It's like LaCroix for like big girls. Or like even like White Claws for big girls. Like I'm ready. I think it's called Desert Water or something like that. But I'm really ready for that. And like, where can I find Cardi B's whipped cream? Bevmo? Wait, first of all, like, yes, bitch, you made it. You're in Bevmo. Like, I love that for you. Also, I'm getting some.
Excuse me. Did
Yes.
you just say the score for me?
Yes, it was did I say the score? Yes. Yeah, 25. I did. It was 25.0.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry if I buried that between like world commentary. Lit. Okay. Where are we? On deck, we have our feature, Danté Péläyō. I'm really excited for this feature. I'm really fucking excited for this feature. But give maximum love to our last poet in the first round. Give it up for Diana Medina.
Oh.
Right.
Hi, everybody. I've never read this poem out loud before. Yay. Here we go. Hail Mary, full of answers. Bless my ears with divine word vomit from your lips. Pour my eardrums a glass of your candor. Make my intuition feel seen. My gut needs to feel forgiven for not following the rules they trapped us in. You have always been a womanly mystery. The elephant in your womb was named Jesus. And I hate how the Bible speaks deeply of his work, but little of your uterus. If Jesus was a man and God and human and divine, then he was half you. And that means even the Son of God needed a vagina to exist. So what's between our legs is a portal for humanity, not the patriarchy's plaything, right? I need to hear you say it. Will you teach me about my womb's gifts? What it is my duty to immaculately conceive? I want to give birth to something divine too. What constellation of words can I string together to remember that I am worthy and useful? Better yet, how many women in your time felt exactly like me? How many honored tradition at their own expense? How many felt lost inside of societal walls? What liberation did they dream of? Did they silence you? Did they silence you? Did you silence yourself? What sort of feelings would you reveal if no one was listening? If you could hang your divinity up on that hook next to my coat and step down from that statue where you're frozen and my mama talks to you to share a joint with me, would you tell me what really happened? What if we ate cereal and watched cartoons together? Would you tell me about the weight that you had to carry, or about the lies you're complicit in keeping in the name of colonization and holiness? I really need to hear you say it.
Gang, gang, gang. Give it up for Diana Medina. Oh my God, no. This color makes me look ashy. Let's stick with something. Yes. I'll allow it. Anyway. Scores. There we go. Okay, Dawn got a 28.9. Fuck the scores, give it up for the poet, never the points. Poet, and never the points. All right, can I get Diana's scores real quick?
Right there.
Boom, and Diana Medina got a 27.5. Fuck the scores, give it up for the poet, never the points. The poet, and never the points. All right. We have made it to our feature. I'm really excited for this feature. He's someone that has touched our mic in various capacities over the last few months, for a while now. And always bringing fire. Like, not just fire, but like lyrical fire, like rhythmic fire. Like, it's very rare that you see somebody that smooth with it, like with the blend of like hip hop and poetry like that. Very well, you see it a lot, but it's very rare that you see somebody as good as Danté Péläyō. Like, damn. Let me read this bio. Cause it's damn near a poem. I love this. He be saying poetry is a way of life. Like Katherine Dunham says, dance is. He be writing in the tongue of his birthplace, Oakland, California, where his heart lives. He grew up in Ivy Hill Lynn, AKA Funktown, learning to ride his bike on the track and field of Oakland High. He comes from two dancers, an Afromerican mother who mastered and danced for Mills, and a Fillipinamerican father who was inspired by her to make his way in movement. Her meaning having everything revealed. His mother taught him how to choreograph words. His father taught him how to play them. Like an instrument, he slays them. And when he performs, his goal is to make you feel them, because every word counts and it's important how we use them. He had dreams of going to Skyline, but ended up at Sacramento High back in the day when Oak Park wasn't so gentrified. Timeline, 1982 to 1990, Oakland, California. 1990 to 2000, Sacramento, California. 2000 to 2001, Huntsville, Alabama. 2002 to 2011, New York. 2012 to 2017, North Notamos, California. 2017, 2018, San Francisco, California. 2018 to 2021, home, Earth, the pandemic. 2022 to whenever, Jackson, Mississippi. He is well-versed in Lake Merritt, Lakeshore Park, Park Ave, Everybody's Creative Arts Centers, AKA Malonga Castle Lord Center, Old Oakland, Joaquin Miller Elementary, the Boys and Girls Club, Watt Avenue, O.W. Erline Elementary, Sac State, the American River, Einstein Middle, Sac High, not Sac Charter. That's an important distinction. Oak Park, Alabama A&M, Euclid, Lake Erie, Mahogany, the MTA, Manhattan, Harlem, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Shaolin, Regional Transit, Amtrak, the BART, the Sanctuary, south of the Tenderloin, and what they call Soma. Oof. History, Black privilege, the talented 10th, homelessness, depression, stillness, poetics, divinity, understanding, resurrection. He is an urban bush poet. He is a subway poet. He is the founder of the Guerrilla Styles and Righteous Soul Movement. He is the founder of the original Poets Open Air Open Mic, AKA #TOPOAOM. He is the editor-in-chief of Divine Poetics, and he is the CEO of the Divine Styles. His works of poetry are Sea Walking by the Subway, 2001, Revolutionary Moon, 2010, From Struggles to Progress, 2012, Panther, 2013, Black Jesus, 2014, Danté Péläyō, Live at Mahogany, 2014, #Black Uber, 2017, The River District, 2018. Danté Péläyō currently resides in Jackson, Mississippi, AKA Jafrica. The poetry read for this feature will also be a mix of new and old poems and will also come in the form of a special edition chapbook made exclusively for the Oakland Slam. Exclusive, which means you can only get it here, which means you should spend your money on it. This chapbook will be available for purchase through email. If you are interested in purchasing a copy, please send your inquiries to divinepoetics@gmail.com, as there will be a very limited run of this first edition chapbook. We are gonna put that email in the chat. Please, please, please buy that book. But without further ado, I need y'all to give maximum love, give a nice, ratchet Oakland Slam welcome to your feature for the night, Danté Péläyō.
You're muted.
Hey, how you doing today? What I don't want to happen is for me to get logged off or some shit because this shit isn't charged. You know? So there we go. We heard the ding. It's charged up. How y'all doing today? I just wrote a piece as y'all was slamming. So this poem is called For the Oakland Slam. It's a brand new poem, wrote at 11:11 p.m. Hot damn. I'm a festival at the lake, man. Welcome to the Oakland Slam. From the children of the sun moving in colored spectrums who have faced suicide and pimp slapped that motherfucker out of existence, our rainbows will wrap around the world, hug it so tight that it will do nothing but heal. We the real. 510 Park Boulevard, Funktown Flow, 8th Ave, born from nipple milk of mama's tits, Cassaval art to raise, Lucky's fed before Trader Joe's, Lakeshore, been going to Pete since it was half a store, Belonga Castle Lord, plays my heartbeat, and everybody's dance theater choreographs my organic diction. Ebonics twisting up, no Bama weed, straight fire bomb, burning bushes, lusher like an oak tree breeze. Oakland Slam. So that's the first poem of the book. So yeah, this is all going to be part of the book. I wrote it out while y'all was doing the slam. So that's going to be the first poem. The second poem of the book is going to be from this chapbook called Sea Walking by the Subways. And the name of that poem I'm going to read from Sea Walking by the Subways is the second poem in Sea Walking by the Subway. And I wrote this book in 2002. It was my first chapbook. So The second poem in this chapbook is called Hip Hop Conceptions, a Work in Progress. When Gandhi won the Oscar for Best Motion Picture, I was born in that off-white Victorian house on 8th Avenue. They call it East Oakland, but sometimes I feel as if I was in Little Vietnam. Park Ave, baby, that's what I represent. East O is the hood that is relevant in the midst of hip-hop beginnings. Tina Turner, Michael Jackson, Bobby McFerrin, and Anita Baker. Nothing could be faker than the flash dance leg warmers and headbands to match. Ronald Reagan was the motherfucking man. Fucking with that whole economic system we got, making a nigga a true capitalist. Now that's what's up. Money in my pocket, so now I can rock it. Them fatty gold chains, oversized gold Gucci sunglasses, and gold teeth to match. A youngin' was thorough in them LaCroix shirts, fuzzy Kango hats, and shell-toe Adidas with them fat laces. I embrace this conception of hip-hop. Oh, baby, you got what I need, and you call yourself hip-hop. Don't stop till the record drops. So play that beat and stop your feet as the bass gives off the heat, sweating to the pores of your body meat, transmitted from the Bronx airways into my beatbox like Radio Raheem and Do the Right Thing. Now artistic expression is divine through aerosol spray cans, and the art of getting over is growing older and older and older into Michelangelo Sistine Chapel visions of concrete neighborhood block walls. Post the billboard on a post no bills wall where they doing all the constructions to ghettoize your flyer, giving off the info to the hood to the freshest function. So, and the beat goes on, just like my love everlasting. And everlasting you shall be, because you are in my walk, you are in my talk, you are in my persona, and you give peace to all the drama. Hip hop is I, because it is all I know. So flow on in the ciphers, in the streets, and keep on elevating to the battle that you shall defeat. Hip hop, ours. That poem is called Hip Hop Conceptions. That's in C Walking by the Subway. The next poem I'm gonna share with you is a piece called The Virtue of Nostrand Avenue. And I wrote this poem when I was living in New York. When in my 20s, I was a subway poet in New York City. And I used to spit poetry on the trains. And this incident, I got beat the fuck up. And this was before everybody was really recording, before the iPhone kind of just came out around that time. So people really didn't know, how to do the damn shit, but they fucked me up. They really fucked me up. So this piece is called The Virtue of Nostrand Avenue. I gotta force myself to be patient. I chant. Good things will come. Good things will come. I gotta force myself to be patient. I chant. Good things will come. Good things will come. I gotta force myself to be patient. I chant. Good things will come. Good things will come. And all I was doing was speaking my word. And all they was doing was trying to serve me with quotas of nothing. Just because it's Friday night, make that quota night. Get that 10-8-10-3 train shift overtime on Nostrand Ave, 77 Precinct, Brooklyn, Crown Heights night. So you can trick on them scallywags and chicken dinner clucks. I smell swine, bacon, and cheese eggs. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Get off the train, they say. Too much truth today. So I resist because I gotta make these in God we trust bucks, and they blocking my flow. Civilian says keep riding, so I keep flowing as pheasants do. Little did he know I see the God in all of you. His homie partner gets mad, comes at me foul with mace. He looks like he was of my race, but then that was different in high school, or just another thug in blue. Where is the courtesy, professionalism, respect I reject? So I pull back because you came at me with disrespect. And I'm from the hood, and we don't play games like that. As a matter of fact, I grabbed the pole of the train as if it were my home. Took 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of you to get me off. But I wouldn't know because you beat me off that pole. Nightstick my knee, crippled me. I fell on my shoulder blade, scratched my elbows, beat me, kicked me, put your foot in my face and told me that you wanted to crush it, sprayed mace in my eyes for no reasons. 2 minutes straight, it felt like swords piercing my eyes. You handcuffed me and dragged me like dead weight. For heaven's sake, all I could hear were the queen's screams and calls of "Get off him, that ain't right." Snot all over my face, pulled my pants down, dick out, hood laughs, and humiliated me, told me that I am lucky that it was only just mace. I felt like a rag doll, and I'm ready to die because I can't see the spirit of Sean Bell and Oscar Grant looking over me, grabbing me to come home to the light, and I'm ready to go. I don't want to live no more. You sprayed me in my eyes and told me how you like that, whispered in my ears while I was in restraints. Mr. Taborn, when the train left, I had no breath. All I could hear was your gang in blue laughing and dapping and congratulating. As I yelled, "I'm sorry," all you could do was tell me "fuck you" more than 7 times. What did I do to deserve this? What justifies this? Brooklyn goes hard is not an excuse. It's Santee Gold's track 3. We think you're a joke. Shove your hope where it don't shut. These kids in blue need home training because these kids that bleed red can't take it no more. And I am a man mistaken for one. I know my youth glows, and I am your friend. So get that hate out your system because you are ran by the system. Freedom is my mission. Modern day Harriet Tubman and King. For those who think we free, let heaven ring and change your ways. Evil lies in the 77th precinct. My people are suffering because they don't slave for it all. We may be rebels, but we honor God's call because we fresh like that. So I have faith that one day we will all be free, and at the end of your competition will be no more. And then the end of your corruption will be no more. It's the destruction in Revelations. So until then, I'll keep chanting. I gotta force myself to be patient. I chant. Good things will come. Good things will come. I gotta force myself to be patient. I chant. Good things will come. Good things will come. I gotta force my pet self to be patient. I chant. Good things will come. Good things will come. That poem is called "The Virtue of Nostrand Avenue." Next piece I'm gonna share with you is a piece called Jay-Z and Beyonce Go to Cuba. This is in this anthology called The Bricks That Built the Brick House. If you ever go to Sacramento, California, there is a gallery in Oak Park called the Brick House Gallery, and they host some very awesome open mics there, and a beautiful space for artwork. I'm actually going on a trip to Cuba July 6th with Busboys and Poets, so I'm really excited for that. So I just want to share this piece to kind of honor that trip. This is called Jay-Z and Beyonce Go to Cuba. November 18th, 2001. Jigga spit lyrics with the roots to the empire of the universe, overlooking the crossroads of our times. On his white XXL t-shirt over his oversized thermal was a picture of Che Guevara, the guerrilla leader, physician and author, Argentine Marxist, screaming "Viva Revolution," a symbol of rebellion perfectly executed in a man, executed as a man. He has become one of our popular ancestors. This is when I knew that Jay-Z had a conscience, that he was more than a drug dealer turned rapper. He was an intelligent creator, move maker. I knew he would command great things in life back then from a statement he made on a white t-shirt, Unplugged, April 4th, 2013. Jay-Z and Beyonce spend their 5th wedding anniversary in Cuba. Jay-Z smoking cohibas as Beyonce walks around with her poetic justice crown. They moved around in old Havana, evoking the spirit of 03 Bonnie and Clyde, with a sea of locals trying to see what living stars look like, ordinary royalty. They exchanged cultures of giving the locals the presence of their American icon in return for the vibrancy of beauty in the rich land and people of Cuba. This embargoed history is lightweight forbidden for us citizens to throw dollars at. So representatives of the grand old party react yapping their concerns, suggesting that their educational trip violated laws and that this king and queen should be thrown in a mass incarceration system back into a slavery caste. Imagine that. Words of slander should execute the tongue's denomination of voice to never speak in grandeur again, reputation depleted. So I bow my head to the beat of Jay-Z's open letter when he spits, politicians never did shit for me except lie to me, distort history. There is a beauty in artistry that lets the creator express masterpiece in music. For artists have the rights to fantasize as the critics will nit and pick until they realize that a song is just a song where truth can be sought. I see you, Jay-Z, in your Guayabera, confused by the communist breath. I see you, Beyonce, capturing snapshots in the soil of homeland or death. One star in red and 3 blue stripes are waving in the tropical sun as the wind breezes over a nation of developmental dreams. Witness people who know how to take care of spiritual health freely. Witness people who live long to the sound of the Afro-Cuban beat. Witness people who value education and literacy. Witness people who have a strong life expectancy. Witness people who have moral and human wealth. And maybe you could bring back to us a new anthem for freedom. That piece is called Jay-Z and Beyonce Go to Cuba. The next piece I'm going to share with you is from this book called Danté Péläyō, Live in Mahogany. So my government name is Danté Goodrich Jure, and this is when I changed my name to Danté Péläyō. It's kind of like a statement that I was making, and I wrote this piece on my mother's birthday, 9/4/2014, and this piece is called My Nigga. This poem is inspired by a YouTube video of white evangelists singing Jesus Christ is my nigga. I am appalled or confused because I'm a part of this world that knows nothing of Jesus, for the pastor tells me so, telling me that I must be born again to know the message of a bold message telling us how he is the redeemer, the savior of all things that can happen, the miracles that may happen if you just believe, almost in the same faith as Disney. Well, if I can believe in Mufasa, Simba, Ariel, Scar, Ursula, Pocahontas, Shango, Oshun, Yemaya, Oya, Obatala, Alegua, Ifa, Buddha, Allah, God, Yahweh, hey, even believe in myself? Shit. Then I guess I can believe in him too. My nigga. Bold message. The message from one that tells you if you don't know Christ and follow him, you will be miserable. So the pastor says. That poem is called My Nigga. The next poem I'm going to share with you is a piece from this book called Panther. This is in the archives at Sacramento City College. There's not many of these books out, but you can find it in the archives at Sacramento City College. This is a good book. This poem is called Two Dolls, and it was inspired by Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. I saw her at Brooklyn College probably in 2011 before she passed away, and she had there's this experiment that they did with dolls and everything, you know, white doll and a black doll. You look it up and check it out. This poem is called Two Dolls. My daughter has beautiful dark ebony hues, beautiful as her mama, and her smile shines in a sunshine kind of way. So I was at the toy store the other day and I wanted to buy my daughter the Black Kanifa Barbie doll, you know, straight from the Motherland collection. The doll has a beautiful shaped bald head, exotic features, and mahogany dark skin, something she could relate to. She said she didn't want it. She grabbed it, threw it on the floor in a tantrum of disgust. I thought in my head how ungrateful she was. And she gave me a smile, a sad little kitty face that always wins me over. She then pointed at the pretty Malibu Barbie collection, a lighter doll, sandy toned with a touch of sun-kissed gold, white but tan as Beyonce, but the same silhouette body type as Kanifa, odd. She said, I want that one, with glee and admiration. She was so happy. So I bought her what she wanted because I love my baby girl. I bought her Kanifa too, just to show her I love her more than those who ever programmed my child to think this way. Uncondition yourself from self-hatred. That poem is called Two Dogs. This is 2 more poems left and then we're through. The next poem is also from this book called Panther. And this poem is a short poem. It's called Excommunication. There is a gay couple that has more ethics than the straight. They live more moral than the straight. And all they can do is talk. That boom, bye, bye talk. Kill them all. Let them burn in hell, chanting scriptures from a Bible they despise or have never read at all. They love lies just like the devil they serve. Dressed in God garments, they'll tell you who God hates when we all know God don't act like that. We be the angelic. That's a short piece. And the last piece I'm gonna share with you is a piece from this book called The River District. And I wrote this piece when I was actually homeless in 2017, 2018. And it's pretty much the last chapbook that I wrote because during the pandemic, I just went through a bout of depression for 3 years, just got out of it in October. So I'm just like kind of coming back to my whole mix. I'm about to turn 40, July 21st. Today is June 21st. So I want to share this is the last piece, and this piece is called Junction. And that is the chapbook for the Oakland Slam. It's going to be dope, too. I'm going to make it really dope. So please purchase a copy. I got some cool copies, and I'll give you a good deal. I have a $7 version, a $17 version, and a $37 version. So that $37 is going to be fucking hardback hot. So, yeah, just get ready for it, and I'm going to spread all of the Oakland love I can, and just all y'all going to shine. Everybody in this room is gonna shine. So God bless you. This piece is called Junction. 2 Chainz freestyle. I got that heaven. I live in heaven. Triple that 7. Let the trumpet sing. Glory heaven ring. Sing that song with that rhythm that you got. Angel, don't stop. Angel, don't stop. Bound to the glory of what you got. You whip flow when you really let your love shine. So shine, whip flow. When I whip that flow, I know, I go. It's the visionary flows. I know, I go. I am the master of my soul. I know, I go. I am so original. I know, I go. I am the leader of my goal. I know, I go. Ebo Oko Khan translates to give thanks. Ebo. I got them visionary flows. I know, I go. I got that visionary flows. Go flow, talk about my intellect. Find me out when you cross and you intersect. This true knowledge and this strong mind, conditioned to be the best of all time. I often find it parallel to my peers, helping a brother or sister out up in their careers. Metallic consciousness destroys all fears. And on the front lines, warriors shed no tears. So be strong and put your fist up in the air. Keep waving it around like you just don't care. Keep bobbing your head to that hip hop beat. I'm like Nat Turner, you will never defeat me with my visionary flows. Go flow, talk about my intellect. Yo, the moon pulls, contracts, straight causing the tides. Like the moon, you are the light the sun reflects in your eyes. Processing in the brain what you feel and know. So feed it knowledge. Don't ever stop. Always go to the highest level of which you can overcome. then that bastard oppressor can never call you dumb. I got that visionary flow. Go flow, talk about my intellect. People, we will soon see the light. Children, the future may come tonight. Women rise up and stand tall. True men avoid obstacles that make you trip and fall. We may overcome all this shit that we deal with every day. It's a trip. And I know we will soon win the fight, because on a holistic level, everybody gets real rights to be free. To be free as we can be. Never blinded by others that cannot see. We are strong as a unit when we come together. But freedom will only ring until we get real clever and understand the true plan, the master plan, God's plan. Erase ignorance and unlearn your calling a lesson plan. Erase ignorance and unlearn your calling a lesson plan. Erase ignorance and unlearn your calling a lesson plan. To my visionary flows. Go flow. Talk about my intellect. Thank you very much for having me as your feature. It's been an honor to be spitting here at the Oakland Slam. It means so much to me coming from Oakland, being Oakland born. I appreciate it. God bless and have a beautiful
Yeah. God damn. First of all, I see why it's 95 degrees outside, because we got a feature that's spitting that heat. God damn. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming up and featuring for us. We got to get you for an in-person one now. Let us know when you're in the Bay. Let us know if you're ever out in the Bay, and we got you for an in-person feature for sure. We'll try to make some things happen. Lit, goddamn, please go email Danté for his limited edition chapbook made especially for Oakland Slam. I don't know about you, but I feel special. You should feel special because he made it just for us, so. What can I say? Can't beat that level of thoughtfulness. Like, go get the book. I'm gonna go get the book. So if you don't cop the book and I have the book, I am going to look at you funny. So there's that. But we have another round of the slam. Whew. Already so much heat. Like, I only have one fan. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of this heat. It's hot outside, it's hot in the Zoom room, it's hot ass poetry, it's hot ass people. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We're all just gonna be hot together. God, that's what we're gonna have to do. And we have 5. Rich cannot count. That's why I didn't score Keith. That's why I'm hosting, because I can't count. We have 5 amazing poets coming up in the second round. It's the same 5 poets, but in reverse order. So they will be reading as such. We have Diana Medina, we have Dawn, we have Prolific, we have Nicole Tracy, and we have Colin. Give it up for everyone who's gonna be touching this second round.
Yeah, buddy.
So this is the money round. So poets have not been competing for fame, for glory, for exposure. Exposure don't pay no fucking bills. Stop that shit. We look, even the smallest artists deserve to get paid if you are going to spotlight them and or feature them. Do not play that exposure shit, especially since half the time you hit those artists up, they're already exposed. What we need is to pay our fucking rent. Anyway, and we're helping people do that by providing prize money. First place gets $50, which I don't know about you, but with inflation, I need every coin I can get. So this is the money round, the bloody round, the moment we've all been waiting for. So get ready. As I pull out my list again, because my phone locks. On deck, we have Dawn. but give maximum love to our first poet in the second round. Give it up for Diana Medina.
Woo! Go in, poet.
Hi, can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
Excellent. Okay, this poem is called What is Love? I don't think I know anymore. I have broken my heart 1,000 times trying to find the answer. I have searched for it in indecisive arms. I have given it generously to liars and leeches. I finally found it in my puppy's eyes. She looks up at me beaming, full of unconditional admiration, grateful for any bit of acknowledgement. This is how I must have looked to those idiots I tried to love, like a tiny lost puppy orbiting them, waiting for scraps of their affection. I looked at them as if they were the last paloma in the desert, the last taco on my plate, the cheesy dust at the bottom of an empty Cheeto bag. I made them the center of a universe I never bothered to explore myself. My world was okay as long as our skin touched, so I gave and waited and gave and waited. I got really good at being a doormat, really good at looking the other way, really good at thinking I deserved this. Now I think maybe love is just me in my car with a kick-ass playlist and an open road and my puppy watching me cycle through cries, screams, and smiles until I feel free. Thank you.
Yay, yay, yay. Give it up for Diana Medina. Gang, 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 gang. We are gonna power right through this list because on deck, we have Prolific. We give maximum love to our next poet coming up in the second round. Give it up for Dawn.
Woo!
There has long since been a rumor that queer people cannot fight, that the rainbow gene makes us submissive, that gay male hands cannot form fists, stay limp, like the switch in their hips, that although women try to be men, no amount of testosterone will make a man out of them, and if you cannot pick between the two, you simply cannot throw hands. One thing is true, I do not like to fight. But I will whoop your motherfucking ass if I have to. I'm sorry sexuality and physicality has confused you. So allow me to reintroduce myself. Since birth, I've been haymaker and homophobes. Let the world know these hands are sticks and stones running word like boxy boy, fruity faggot, leaves loose lips, that these hands ain't always been sniper ready. More toy soldier. Because pummeling identity was more important than a black boy existing in a world that wanted to erase him out of it. That I've dealt with cafeteria conversations about my sexuality, been jumped from the talk of the town or quickly as to be black and queer in America, so no fight like the cracks in your hands, no knuckle sandwiches taste more penny than ham, then I must be strong enough to box out race that think this black is as fragile as straight people would like me to reflect Jesus on the cross, bloody and bruised, that to be black and queer in America, so never know who is fighting for you or waiting to jump in, that my black may one day take part in the beating, so my queer must be strong enough for the both of them, so these hands going to be backbone and bone breaking for too long. Have we seen queer people attacking hordes by people that try to make sense of something that has nothing to do with them? Fight unfairly, voice opinion, yet the gag is, I've seen enough video on World Star to know that queer people will knock the shit out of you. But so many false prophets, you do not remember what happened to Goliath. That the bigger you are, the harder to get your ass whooped. This poem speaks a stone wall riot. Because our hands have always been brick and mortar, no gays that do hair, nails, and makeup, which will let y'all niggas know we are good with their hands, no lesbians that come in all different sizes. Multiple ways for them to break fragility in the palms of their hands are breaking a nail on trans individuals and turn insults into boxing gloves. Say mama ain't raised no bitch, she raised a punk. Just make sure when I fuck you up, none of your friends jump in. I'm here to tell you. We might have sugar in our tank, but boy, we finna raise your blood sugar. This poem ain't no warning shot. We ain't sending no signals. We ain't waiting for no allies to come to save us because we have always saved ourselves. So we will simply be on site because we will not be another punching bag of battered and bruised will not be another black queer body left on the street because a man gonna have his cake and eat it too will not be added to the high kill count of non-binary and black trans individuals kill every year because y'all say they ain't woman enough to be a woman, a man enough to be a man. These hands, they had to tell you we are not going down without a fight, so you better try Jesus, motherfucker, before you ever try me.
Gang. Give it up for Dawn. I am still waiting on my score for Diana. We have my score. Judge Senpai, notice me. Oh, it's about me. No, that was right the first time. Damn, can I get a correct score? Damn. Wait, how'd you fuck those two up? Never mind.
I read the wrong person's score.
Well. All right. It looks like. Are you sure this is a score? Because I don't want to announce it and then look stupid because I gotta correct it later.
That is
Because you sent me 2 scores and now I'm confused.
the second score is for the next vote.
Ah.
Yeah, the ones that vote the same.
Okay.
Let me just do the math on mine. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So Diana Medina got a 26.0. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet. Give it up for the poet, not the points. The poet, not the points. All right. On deck, we have Prolific, but give maximum love to, wait, no, sorry. Let me run that back. On deck, we have Nicole Tracy, but give maximum love to our next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Prolific. Woo!
Her lips taste like strawberry milkshakes and raspberry scones. She was impeccable. I cherished her as if she was the blueprint of angels. When we broke up, I became psychologically disfigured. My mind became dilapidated, tumbled, and empty like an old building. I mean, just imagine losing everything you ever loved, including the one you loved, because of the one you loved. See, that was the situation I faced when the devil laced my life with strife by taking away the woman that was my wife. When my wife left, it seemed it felt as if my life left. When she left with no valid cause, that was the cause of so much frustration in me. She had no logical reason to leave. So I'm thinking, what in the world would actually make her believe that things would turn out okay for doing that? But despite that, I tried hard to get her back. But the more I did that, the more she pushed back away from me. I still remember the way that she looked at me and spoke to me. It was as if this woman who once said she loved me now despised and desperately hated me. She also initiated the all-out assault and premeditated first-degree murder of my character. She mauled on and cannibalized me with her words, and I didn't think that she could do this. And so I'm thinking to myself, God, why are you letting me go through this? I think I thought to myself, it's not his fault. It was her that tried real hard to eviscerate and kill the heart in me and never, ever once made an apology for cheating on me with a member of her own family. But despite that, I began to focus in on the things that really matter. And I realized that it was not me that was the problem. It was her that caused that problem. She engaged in the jihad against my spirituality. She tried to cause an uncivil civil war between me and the Creator. She left me trashed and disgraced like the U.S. Capitol building after insurrection, put me in a situation in which I could lose out on the hope of everlasting life or the hope of a resurrection. And she passed legislation that could lead to my everlasting destruction and devastation. But despite that, with God's help, I began to focus in on the road that leads to life that does not end. And in the end, I recognized that I really did not lose everything I ever loved, including the one I loved, because of the one I love. Because in reality, God is the one that I love. So as long as I have God in my life, I have everything I'll ever need, even though I lost my wife.
Gang, gang, gang. Give it up for Prolific. Woo. All right. I don't think you did. And Don got a 29.6. Fuck the scores, give it up for the poet. Never the points, the poet, and never the points. All right. On deck, we have Colin. But give maximum love to our next poet coming up on the stage. Give it up for Nicole Tracy.
Mic check.
We can hear you.
To the platypus. I know what it's like to be looked at with confusion, to be something in between two things told you are not enough of either. Ducks call you a beaver, and beavers will always call you a duck. Neither of them wants you to be both. Both want to put the other part of you on trial and see which part of you they will find guilty. I know the ache of wishing you could turn your fur to feathers, wishing you could make your own tail shrink. I know we share the same ache of wanting to be just one thing, just so we don't get asked the same question over and over and over again. I know how it feels to lose your voice when we get asked to pick one. I know you want your identity to be easy for other people to take into. How many ducks called you a beaver before you corrected them? How many jokes did you make at the expense of your own identity because it made it easier to be around someone else? I know some days you feel more duck than beaver, and other days you forget ducks even exist. But most days, you wish you could swing your tail and knock out anyone who says you're only a duck, and peck away anyone who says you're only a beaver. Have you forgotten what a quack sounds like? Forgotten what your own voice sounds like, surrounded by noise meant to do just that? Well, guess what, platypus? Don't forget about your venom. Don't settle for just being a duck or just being a beaver when you are so much greater than being equal to just one of them. 2, we are just a big fuck you to assumptions. We exist to spite easy, straightforward answers. You laughed all the way into your own creation, made sure they called you Ornithorhynchus anatus, and knew the most mammalian thing about you was that you are also a bird. Once you realized the ache to fit in with someone else shaming you, you chose to love your differences and became so much better for it. A stranger tries to correct you on your own experiences. Mammals don't lay eggs. So you laugh in their face and drop an egg at their feet and move on, never letting your voice be silenced anymore. Your biofluorescence glows in the dark just because you were not satisfied unless everyone else was confused and astounded by you. We are both hidden danger to others, but never ourselves. That is the difference between venom and poison after all. Don't forget about your venom. We are both the best of so many unexplained entities. Love that some puzzles are unsolvable, and we are one of those puzzles. We are both so happy to be greater than just one simple thing.
Gang, gang, gang. Give it up for Nicole Tracy. 5.4. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet. Never the points. The poet. And never the points. All right. On deck, we have me giving out this virtual cash. I'm assuming we're all, or most of us are already home, but like going about our night. But give maximum love to our last poet of the slam. Give it up for Colin.
Can you hear me? You can find the good news tattooed in the stucco of every home. Find gospel and candle wax spilling over the sidewalk. I see God in every roadside vigil. Every balloon sent to the sky, a prayer that maybe Big D was good enough for the Lazarus treatment. Maybe the whole hood is worth the resurrection. You know, there's too many good folks dying in these streets for this just to be God's retribution. So I have to believe that all my niggas are in a better place. That all my niggas were crucified like saviors and not thieves. That they all died like Jesus. That there will be a second coming of gold chains and fake designer belts. Call it the return of the Mac. Before Mac 10s burned down the block, I have to believe that every chalk outline was a miracle. Bullet and blood, payment for safe passage to the promised land. Maybe the prodigal son is more than just a parable, and death is just a sinner's way of running back home. Maybe death is the sermon. Maybe everybody in this neighborhood is a pastor handing out holy hollow points to anyone who wants to meet the spirit. Call them strapped up shepherds guiding their flock to the light, and they say the sun don't shine in the ghetto. Or a casket. So heaven must be our first sunrise.
Gang. Gang.
Wow.
Gang. Give it up for Colin. Ooh. All right. And Nicole got a 28.0. Fuck the scores, give it up for the poet. Never the points, the poet, and never the points. All right, now while we're waiting for Colin's scores, let me tell you about our next show. Our next show is the Berkeley Poetry Slam, live and in person at the Starry Plow Pub in Berkeley, California. I would hope not any other city than Berkeley. But I'm super excited. Our feature is going to be Kevin Madrigal. It's going to be a wonderful night. We are also going to be live streaming it, so you can catch it on the Berkeley Poetry Slam on Facebook, Berkeley Slam on Instagram, and /or youtube.com/Bay Poets Unite. So even if you can't come out and support, you can still support from the comfort of your own home, wherever you are. We also have a writing workshop at 7 p.m. PST before the show. That is a hybrid workshop, so some people will be in person, but you can also join online. The Zoom link is on our Instagram page at Berkeley Poetry Slam. Berkeley Slam? Berkeley Slam, Berkeley Slam, Berkeley Slam. Anyway, I'm really excited. Do I have my scores for Colin? Yes, Colin got a 28.2. Fuck the scores, give it up for the poet. Never the points, the poet, and never the points. All right, I am waiting on my final tabulation. So there's a tie for second and third, but it doesn't matter because second and third don't get money.
I mean, a haiku battle with the
For what? No, I don't care.
Clout, straight up clout.
For clout? No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, for funsies.
The weird things niggas do for
see a haiku battle for funsies.
No, first of all, we don't support clout here because clout is what got white boys speaking patois and niggas popping perks for breakfast. That's not.
First of all, that's not clout. That's a lack of common sense.
I think we said the same thing.
Ooh. And
I
that's
think we said the same thing because clout, by definition, lacks common fucking sense.
You got your scores.
Anyway, I have my scores, but before I announce the scores, let me tell you about some other slams in the Bay Area. Of course, there's us, the Oakland Poetry Slam, every third Tuesday right here on Zoom. Check us out, sign up for the next slam. Every Wednesday, live in person at the Starry Plow in Berkeley is the Berkeley Poetry Slam. You should check us out on Instagram, Berkeley Poetry Slam. Come through, sign up. Every first and third Saturday on Instagram Live is the Alchemy Open Mic. You can check out Rich Oak Alchemy on Instagram for more information. And finally, every second Saturday at the Ashby Art Space, formerly known as Expressions Gallery in Berkeley, is the Poetry Garden Showcasing Open Mic. If you can't remember that as well as I can, you can go to richoakevents.org, richoakevents.org sometime next week, and we will have the website updated with our upcoming shows. Anyway, let me tell you who is winning all of this money. So we have a tie for second and third place, both with a 55.6, winning fame and glory and the little bit of clout that Colin wanted. Give it up for Colin and Nicole.
Woo!
Yeah. For the record, totally the haiku battle when you over it.
You said what?
Totally with a haiku battle it.
We're not doing a haiku.
It's 1 a.m. It's too late for haikus.
Thank you.
How is it too late for haikus?
Because it's 1 a.m.
Yeah.
That's when the party gets started.
Retweet.
LOL. It is
too late for a haiku. Ciphering until like 2-3 in the morning before.
Oh, but that's nationals, and that's like literally like, oh my God. I love nationals, I love regionals, I love festivals and shit like that, but that be wrecking my sleep schedule like a motherfucker, and I already don't have a sleep schedule.
Yeah, if you go to Nats and like you're in bed before like 11, you are either really tired or like really tired.
Yeah, I don't remember sleeping at the last nationals ever, but anyway.
I slept at Nationals 2018.
God, that was a mess. But not a mess is who's winning this money, because in first place with a 58.5, winning 50 whole American dollars, give it up for Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to lay on my bed because I'm tired. Thanks, guys.
Look, as a Taurus moon, we love a good nap. We love a good sleep. Just close your eyes, go to bed. Thank you so much for your performance. Like, goddamn, everybody was fired. Lit. Wow. Damn, everybody's so fired tonight. Like, give it up for Don, give it up for Colin and Nicole, give it up for Diana and Prolific, give it up for everyone who touched this stage tonight. Our feature, Danté Péläyō, lit. Give it up for Arvin on the live stream, making sure technology works. Give it up for Tino doing math. Give it up for our judges. And give it up for yourselves for being here tonight and sharing and listening and living and laughing and loving with us. It has been a beautiful night. I never know how to end these things. Like, what am I gonna say? Like, good night, y'all. Like, I mean,
something in another language. It could be anything.
What did you say?
Just say something in another language and then say bye. It can be anything. Like,
I don't even speak another language. I barely speak English. I can't even, no. Good night, everybody. Stay safe, stay beautiful, and stay anti-racist. Wonderful. See you next time.